on to another episode of the On The Day Show.
I was stuck at home, basically doing nothing, and my wife had come to 2 or 3 of the coffee mornings, and she says, "Oh, come on, let's go to the coffee morning, you might enjoy it." Didn't know what to expect. I passed this place many times, you know, you just see a green hut and you don't know, and it's like an Aladdin's cave, like the TARDIS on Doctor Who. You walk inside and it's a lot bigger.
Were you never intrigued to sort of try and find out what was inside?
I wasn't.
No, okay.
But it was, you know, you come for the first time, you don't know what to expect, and it was just like a community hub.
Good morning, it's Rob Pugel. Can you just show us around this beautiful community garden of yours?
Yeah, this is from the entrance, and we have a very small but vital part. We have a vegetable, so we've got, if you can see there, some very small yellow courgettes coming, and we have onions, lettuce, and we have strawberries in here. We also have tomato plants in and around the garden as well, and herbs and things, so we don't just do flowers, and we've got fruit trees as well.
Very good.
Family atmosphere, everybody was pleasant, they would talk to you, they'd ask you questions, you know, and it wasn't sort of like, oh, you'd never been here before, you were stuck in a corner and ignored. And from that, my wife's cousin is on the committee. He got us playing snooker and billiards. We
have a washroom and things, so when people come and work in the garden, they can wash up afterwards, pots and things like that.
When I was here, there was 3 welfares, 4 gymnasiums, you know, because it was all run by the NCV. There was lots of facility, which isn't there anymore. So I'm not sure. I've seen younger players playing in here, good young players. So if somebody's going to be a good snooker player, this is the place where they should come.
And can anyone come and help in the garden?
They can if they've made contact with us first, because there's not access normally just to the public.
Okay.
Garden club members and volunteers come.
So one can become a member of the gardening club?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, without actually being a full member of the institute. This is a new tub that we planted up, and the idea was someone donated a mirror which we've put up there, so that when you look that way, hopefully it gives a better effect and makes the garden look slightly bigger
that's
than
interesting.
it is.
Yes.
And there are a lot of plants here that are ready for one of the troughs out the front, because due to the extension we had to move things around because we couldn't get everything out there. So these are being planted tomorrow when the garden club come along in the afternoon, if it's not raining.
And I guess thought has to be put into where certain things are put in the garden, is that correct?
Well, yes, and we try to look at things that trail. So we've got trailing petunias and things over here that will dangle down and give a nice effect. It takes the harshness off the pots, and we've got some lovely poppies over there. They're very frilly, them ones. I like them ones.
So what brought you here originally, whenever that was, Malcolm? Could you take us back to then?
Oh, dear me, how far do you want to go back?
So we've been coming here for a lot of years?
Not as many years as I would like, because when I first moved to Ashington I was only 9, but we used to go to what was called the Top Chute, the institute at the top end of Ashington, the West End, where there were 6 lovely boards. So we would go for a swim at night, go into the chute, have some pop and crisps, have a game of snooker, and then wend your way home, etc., etc. But the tables weren't arranged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was tables 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the old pros, all the old fellas played on 1 and 6. Okay. We rarely managed to get a game on them, simply because when you went in, you had to borrow a cue from the lady behind the hatch, have your game of snooker, hope you didn't rip the board, and if you were a little lad, you had to stand on a crate to play some of your shots. but we were introduced into snooker that way.
This one as well, you've got to be
Okay,
careful.
moving over to here, what have we got here, Helen?
Well, we have a couple of roses here and a climbing clematis, which is a late one. It comes over in sort of November, so hopefully we'll get a bit of colour in the garden over there. And we have on just to there the pink one that was donated to us. It's a Queen Elizabeth rose. So that was one of the ones that we got donated. We get quite a few flowers given to us. We buy a few, or we get money given to us by people who appreciate what we do and say, could you buy something for the garden? William Purvis, they gave us £500 because we did a bit of gardening for them, and that was really nice.
Are you a gardener, by the way?
My wife says no. I'll tend to think a little bit.
Okay, so you help out, what, here in the community garden or at home?
I haven't helped out in the community garden. I know they've got a lot of volunteers. I think I might spoil some of the things if I got involved. They would have to take me in hand and point me in the right
You
direction.
sound a bit like me. My wife at home, she'll say, there's the lawnmower, get cracking on the lawn, Kumar, yes. And welcome back to the On the Day Show, and I'm sitting here now with Keith, who is tell me what you are officially at the Veterans and Elders Institute.
Well, I'm the secretary. We've got a nice clientele, if you know what I mean, and we've tried to involve the public as much as we can.
Okay.
So it is a welcoming place. We know how to welcome people and how to make people feel at home. There's a lot of banter and sort of mickey take, and
We've picked some of that
yeah,
up today as well.
It is. It's
good
nice
fun.
to hear.
You know, Helen, I'm just struck by the colours you've got in
Yes.
this beautiful community garden,
Yeah.
including the benches. I just want to sit down on them.
well, we
They're so
did.
colourful.
I
you
know. Well, that was a partnership with Brightside that we had last year and the year before, and they came along and they painted, and we gave them paints that we got donated, and they picked the colours. We didn't pick the colours, and we didn't mind because they do it. We got money given to us by the co-op and various people, and we've bought a water feature. And this is my pride and joy. It goes away at winter time and comes out in the summer, and it's got a solar powered one. So the solar power, yeah, and it actually saves the charge. So when it's cloudy like today, it will still actually run.
One of the people that was involved in organising the club was one of my former students. So,
Really?
yes. Yes.
And what's your background, Alec?
I'm a business studies lecturer. I was a business studies lecturer.
Fantastic.
So-
and where was that? Where was that?
I taught at Northumberland College in Ashington.
So a local
I'm a
college.
local lad. Yeah, I'm a local lad.
I can tell from the accent.
And I've taught at Northumbria University and at Sunderland University.
What subjects?
Mainly business studies and statistics.
This is our Judas tree.
Judas.
Judas, as in
Judas
Judas
tree.
Iscariot, yeah. And it's what they call a multi-stemmed one, so it goes from the bottom rather than just in a big trunk. Gets lovely flowers in the spring and little pods on it. And hiding at the back, which you can't see, we've got bags of potatoes as well.
Yeah, you know, Ashington, we're getting our train station back again, which I think is mainly the metro.
The Northumberland line, yeah?
Yes,
Nearing completion, I believe.
yes,
yeah?
yes. I think Ashington has actually finished already. They're busy doing a couple at Blythe. They're busy doing Warnett, Bedlington. I think it's going to end up at the central station.
I was walking around this beautiful community garden at the Elders Institute in Ashington, and I came across these two lovely ladies sitting on the bench, and I thought I must just stop and have a word with them.
I think because I retired, I didn't want to do my job anymore. I'd had enough. Okay. But I also didn't want to vegetate either. So when I finished work, I finished in the summer, so I had lots of coffees and scones, and it was lovely. But then reality hits home, and you think, well, what am I going to do? Just sit in the house every day. So I think that's why I joined, and that's why I've become more and more involved in it. and I just love it. It's like a little family. It is. I just love coming here now.
Enjoying your retirement?
I am.
And
my
how-
wife doesn't agree with it, but
A lot of the older fellas play billiards, and with the table being 12 foot long, it's a long, long way from one end to the other. So I still prefer a game of snooker.
Because this is basically the garden group, but in the paint group, we have 2 sheds over at Bulmersund. I don't know if you know where that is, outside of Bedlington. One is a cutting shed where they cut the flowers, the butterflies, the bumblebees, the ladybirds, all the rest of it. Then we've got another shed where we go and we do the varnishing and the painting and sticking eyes on, and so they all get made
Is that
over
what
there.
we see on the fences here?
Yes,
Is that what you're referring to?
I mean, that's a lovely rainbow heart there. They're very, very popular. The coffee mornings are unbelievable when people come.
What's this going to be looking like on Friday when the event takes place?
Well, we'll have the seats in positions that we think they should stay, and
Is that going to be in this new part here,
or right to the back?
around?
We've got seats right down there. Remember, we've got to get 113 in now, so I think we've got about 60 in the new part, and we can populate 40 or 50 in the old part. But Thursday night we'll be burning the midnight oil. We'll let the members get out the way. We'll come back and we'll have a couple of goes at setting the seats up, and we'll eventually agree with a seating plan, and we'll nail the seats down so that when they come in on Friday, they're not just gonna, move all over the place.
So he'll come in and play 4 or 5 frames against 4 or 5 different fellas. The turnout will be massive, all ages, men, lads, lasses, women. Pie and pea supper, pie and pea afternoon. Then you get a chance to shake hands with him. He meets everybody. Then there's a great big, huge group photograph which will go up on the walls. It's getting bigger and better. I don't know if you've had a chance to look around Kumar, but some of the pictures on the walls of Ashington from those dim, dark, distant past.
I just normally come to the coffee morning, but I'm a volunteer and I help to paint and sell things.
So did you help to paint the actual
We painted,
fences around the garden?
no, we painted chairs and some of the ornaments that are up and
Or
things.
the benches themselves
Yes.
you painted?
now I'm normally here between 8 and 8:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And I'm here till about 12, 1 o'clock playing snooker, getting some practice
Most
in.
days.
Yeah. And then when the leagues...
Has your game improved?
It has. It has. But then the league season will start and we play once a week, either home or away games around the local area.
A lot bigger now. A lot more room, more people.
So you're able to get a lot more people in the community.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
This primarily for me is a snooker club, right? And so we, as you can see from the background, there's 3 very, very good snooker tables, and we come along, play a game whenever you want, and then back off home
So
again.
what sort of standard would you class yourself as?
Average, I think, average.
Are you being modest there, do you think?
No, not really. I think there's some very, very good players here.
This is pretty much staying for the people, for the
It is
community.
For the people, for the community. There's a lot for the community, yeah.
But I've got a lovely photograph of just me shaking hands with John Parrott. It's one of my favourite photographs. He's a very, very funny fella, and I know that Mark Williams is as well.
We painted a shed on a Wednesday and a Thursday. I met a knitting group on a Monday, and then in between I try and get housework and stuff done.
So did you know Diane won before you came
No,
here?
no.
So you became friends here at
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Institute.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I'm looking forward to seeing Mark Williams as snooker.
The only difference we're going to make today, because it is costing them quite a bit of money, this one, we'll really push the boat out. We're going to ask you, as you pick your photograph up, which will be signed by Mark Williams, if you would like to make a donation, we'll be gladly accepting donations. It just gives the day a little bit more of a financial success.
You both don't look old enough to be members of this institute.
Now, what's he been taken?
Yeah.